What's wrong with that?
What's up, bro?
Hey D, you got a second? Can I ask you a couple questions?
Okay.
Okay. Are you gonna?
You're the one who came in here.
You have no pants on?
Because I just got from the shower. Why?
Oh, me too.
Give me a second.
Okay. So I want you to think as real life as possible. I want you to put yourself in a situation that's very real. Okay. First question is, if you were given $500 a month and you're saving $100 a month,
That's 400.
let's say you get an increase in pay of $200. So you're making $700.
Okay.
Would you save more, less, or the same amount of money, and why?
That depends on my what I need to. Hey, Mom. That depends on what I need to be buying.
So
Each month.
okay, so you're saying.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, what happened, Mom?
We get into the pathway because yesterday it was like 5 minutes. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, Mom.
Because we was on WhatsApp back. Just 5 minutes into the early. And when we got in there, it was in 5 minutes.
What is she talking about?
Garden State Parkway had an accident.
Oh, that's why they came at 4?
Alright, so wait. Okay. I said that depends on what, like my expenses. So if I have any bills and stuff like that to be paid.
Okay, so you're saying that you might save a little more if you could, but
Yes.
you would probably save
No.
the same amount.
Probably the same amount, but if I could,
You would.
I would. Yeah.
Okay. Second question. Now, let's say you're making $500. You were saving $100. You're given a pay cut of $100. Your expenses doesn't change, and now you're only making $400 a month. Would you save more, less, or the same amount?
But my expenses hasn't changed.
Your expenses haven't changed, exactly.
Probably the same amount. Probably.
You will probably try to. Okay, the same amount. Okay. That's my questions. Thank you.
Is it pertaining to you though?
It was pertaining to me, but not anymore.
I mean, because it seems like those questions is geared towards, because I said it depends on my expenses a month.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now, like, if I'm doing this realistically, I think before, when I didn't have any car note, I was saving more money. But now that I have a car note, I'm not saving as much as I would like to. I'm saving something, but I'm not saving as much as I would like to. So that's why I'm saying it depends.
Of course it depends. So I said your expenses didn't change for the first question.
Okay.
And your expenses didn't change for the second question. So if your expenses didn't change for the first question, you probably save a little more.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to go with something that makes sense. Like, what would a person do in real life?
In real life.
Yeah.
If expenses didn't change, try to save as much money as you can.
Of course.
But what expense do you have?
My expenses are what I've been doing.
Which is your credit card, correct?
My credit cards,
Okay.
yes.
Your food.
Food expense, daily expenses.
What's daily expenses?
Just in case I don't know.
Yeah, but you said daily expense, so now
Daily expense is like you're gonna go out for a walk and then you're gonna go to Dunkin' Donuts for a drink.
So
and
that's
food.
Leisure expense.
Okay, leisure. We'll call that leisure.
Yeah, that's leisure activities, leisure expense.
Okay. And then you have, what's it called? Short-term goals.
What is your short-term goals?
Short-term goals is like trying to buy stuff for my podcast.
But you have a lot of things for your podcast.
See, you can say that, but do I really have the stuff that I need? That's up to me to decide, is it not?
It is up to you, even, but as of right now, you do have a lot of things for podcasts. I mean, you can't sit there and say that you don't.
No, I'm not saying that I don't. I'm saying that you could have said the same thing a month ago when I had less stuff. You know what I mean? You could say the same thing.
You can say the same thing, but at this moment in time, you have stuff. You can't look at it and say, I have less stuff. You have stuff.
I have stuff, yes. I didn't say that I had less stuff or anything. I was just saying that who is it up to dictate what is enough? It would have to be that person, because that person is the one that's doing it. It's like saying going to work for you. Why do you need a 2023 car when you could get a 2015 car?
Yeah,
What's this? Must have for a healthy looking skin. I guess I'll take this. I'm just saying, how can you dictate what a person needs when you're not doing it yourself?
I mean, you could also go based on what other people are doing.
Then you have a large array of what other people are doing.
But you can't really compare it to people who's making a huge amount of money with it.
Of course, but if you're smart with your money,
Okay,
that's a lot of variables. What I'm saying is that's a lot of variables.
Okay,
that you can't really argue
you're
about.
Smart with your money, so are you being smart with your money, or are you just spending it?
I would say I'm being smart with my money because I'm also saving. It's not like I'm just spending. I have to save regardless. But also, it's like startup costs. It's like I haven't had money for how long, Dana? For years.
Yes. And
so I needed necessities.
You can't be like, okay, because I haven't had money in years, that I'm just going to go and spend what I should have had years ago. I don't think that's what you should. I don't think that's how you should look at it.
But Dana, it's not how I should look at it. It's just real life. Because it's like looking at you. All right. So you went to college, right? How much money did you save during college?
Even you couldn't save anything.
Exactly. Exactly. You weren't making a lot of money.
No, it's not exactly, because I don't understand.
I don't understand. How are you going to argue with every point that I have?
It's not. I'm not arguing with every point you have. I'm saying I don't understand. Like, what I'm getting at, what it seems like you're trying to say is that, oh, because I didn't have money in the past, then what I'm going to do now is just spend money because I have money now.
No, it's just like it's startup costs. It's startup costs.
So how are you going to connect that to, okay, because I was in college, I didn't have money, then what was the startup cost after college?
You got a job, right?
Okay.
And then you bought a car, you started paying loans. Those are startup costs.
Not necessarily startup costs. I had to do that. Technically, no, I didn't buy a car. I still had the same car. It just got in an accident.
And then you had to buy another one, startup costs. You didn't have a choice.
So then now, how are you connecting that to this? Why is this considered a startup cost? You're saying
because
you don't have a choice. You do.
I was using a $200 phone, which was very, very slow.
Okay, so you bought a phone.
So I bought a phone. What else did I buy? I bought a camera. I didn't buy much stuff because there's not a lot of money to play with. But if you want to go based on what I'm going to buy, I bought a microphone. I bought a camera.
You got the computer.
I got the computer, but I don't really count that because that was out of the 34,000.
But it's still something, though. You got a very high-tech computer.
Okay, I got a high-tech computer.
You got a camera. You got the microphone. You got the ring light.
The ring light. The ring light is like $50.
I don't know if that's, I don't know. You got what else? Like, you got the bed and things like that. You're saying it's a startup cost, but it's not a need. You didn't really need those.
Dana, how can we discern what we need?
Yes, the phone, definitely, yes. You know, that is something, okay. That's definitely something that was needed, but I don't want to say mostly everything else, but there's some things that, all right, you don't really necessarily need it.
The only way we would be able to talk is if we both sat down with both of our expenses and said that, okay, I don't think you need this. Because I could say that all day about stuff that you buy, Dana.
But we're on different things. And yeah, I do notice that I don't need it, which is why you also see me returning more than half the stuff. Even Mom's saying the same thing. Yeah, I buy it and I'm like, okay, well, I have too much in my room. Obviously, it's too much for me. So I return. I sell it back. So you can't necessarily be like, okay, we're going to sit down and be like, well, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need... Oh, I understand that I do. I know I got a spending issue. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. But I am also returning it back.
But you're keeping some stuff as well, are you not?
I'm keeping some stuff, the stuff that I need. But I'm also returning things because I just buy it on a whim.
Okay, but I don't have that luxury. That's what I'm trying to say. That's a good point. I don't have that luxury to buy on a whim because everything I buy is...
So what is your... Give me a second. 914, 946. So then what is your solution? What would be a solution?
A solution? I'm not saying to change anything, but this was what I was getting at. So when Belinda saw that I was getting $800 a month for this month, right? Mm-hmm. She thought that was going to be the future, that was going to be every month starting from this month. So she thought that, hey, since you're making less money, I think that you should start saving more money. So I was like, okay, so you're going to cut into my savings in order to save more money, you know, and this is money that I'm not going to be able to touch whatsoever. Because usually you have savings, but you're going to touch that savings later on in life, are you not? But the savings that I'm saving for, I'm not going to be able to touch whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I was saying, wow, you found your license. How does it make sense to start, if I start making less money, to start saving more money? That was my question. And does that even really make sense in a real life example? Because I'm not saying, okay, let me take out less money. I was like, all right, I'm going to save the same amount of money, the $200. What are you thinking of?
I think I'm not the right person for this because I don't have that much expense. We don't. I have noticed that we are in a fortunate position than most people. We don't pay rent. We don't, like...
Yeah, exactly. So what do you spend your money on? How do you run out of money at the end of the month?
Because I'm forcing myself to save. So I do get what Belinda's saying, but then I'm thinking of Judith. She barely has money at the end of the month either, but it's because she's forcing herself to save. if every 2 weeks she get a paycheck and it's like a mentality, okay, I'm going to take out $600 and I'm going to put it somewhere that I don't touch, you're really forced to just work with that, because she gets paid around the same as me, a little bit, probably a little bit more, like what, 2,500, 2,600. So if every 2 weeks she's taking out $600, so that's about what, 2,500, so that's 1,900 to play around with every 2 weeks. Now, but with Judith, she has to pay her rent, car insurance, car note, right? But then on top of that, food, gas. She is scrambling at the end of the month, majority of the time.
Yeah, I understand that.
So it is a mentality that, yeah, if you're practically forcing her, she's forcing herself to save. Just like with me at times, I'm forcing myself to save. Just because I got this car note now, that doesn't mean that so I will say this right now at this moment, I didn't put anything in my savings account. What is September paychecks, 2 paychecks that I got is not towards the savings account at all, because it's backtrack. I gotta pay the IRS. Everything that I just backtrack, I did not pay over the summer. They came out September 15th. That September 15th paycheck. So by the time when that paycheck came in September 15th, by the time it was like September 21st, I had nothing. I couldn't take out anything to save. I had nothing, so I had to wait for September 30th paycheck. So now I'm gonna start saving when it hits October 15th.
Okay, your expenses got a little bit more. So this was going to be my other argument. If you're saying, because this is what Belinda says a lot, she's like, $9,000 is a lot of money. And I was like, how is that a lot of money? That doesn't really make sense to me.
9,000 a month, 9,000 a year.
A year is a lot of money. She keeps pondering on that one topic, and I'm like, no, it's really not a lot of money. So if $9,000 is a lot of money, how about you work with $9,000 in a year?
You can't really say that.
Why can't I say that?
Because she and you don't have the same expense.
Yeah, but she's saying that it's a lot of money.
If she was in that position of, okay, there is no car insurance, so there's no gas, it eliminates the gas, right?
That's me. That's saving. Is that not? Also, you got to remember that I am also saving as well. I have my own savings account that I'm putting the money in.
So I think that's where Belinda's like, okay, well, how much are you saving in that savings account too?
Okay.
So how much is in that savings account?
Like $1,300.
So that's something that she doesn't know. But I am going to go back with, okay, if you think 9,000 is enough, then you try. I mean, look, I will say this.
Think about it. Just think about it for a second.
I will say this. If I did not have, what you call it?
All right, let's take away these expenses. The student loan payment, the car note. You're down to no real big payments. Can you live on $9,000 in a year?
And for 1 year?
So that's about...
I don't know. I would not have an answer to that. You're saying to take away all the big expenses and stuff like that.
And now you're...
the only thing I'm responsible for
is leisure.
And what else?
Clothing, food.
Leisure, clothing, and food. So if food is like what?
And you have to put gas in there too, because you do drive. So that's travel.
Well, if I remove the car altogether.
No, you're not removing the car. You're still having the car, because I can't remove the car.
I still have the car insurance.
Okay, let's remove the car insurance. Let's say mom and dad pays for your car insurance.
So then it'll just be for gas.
Right.
To be honest, probably.
I don't think you can.
In this economy, I don't think you can. But I'm thinking about when I went to college. You're saying to remove everything, right?
When you went to college, right, you were able to do it. But you're out of college now.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. In this economy, I don't think so. I don't think so in this economy. The economy is bad. So no, I don't think so. However, if you were to ask that years ago, because I did,
everybody was able to do it at one point. Dana, we were all children, were we not?
No, but you're saying, Abram, of course, yes, but there was a time where I wasn't making much. If anything, I can pull up my tax returns. There was a time I was not making much, and it was less. It definitely was probably around 10,000. I wasn't making much.
But I was doing the same thing.
So I was able to survive. I still did my things. So in this economy, no. As of right now, today, because the way things are, the way it's expensive, no, you cannot.
And you didn't have Uber and Lyft back then.
Hell no, that was new.
Yeah, this is a new thing.
We had taxis.
But did you ever call a taxi?
Yeah.
Did you ever have to walk anywhere? Did you ever have to walk anywhere
walked.
to hang out with your friends?
We walked, or I hung out with friends who was more fortunate than my broke ass.
And plus, you guys lived in the same place, did you not?
No.
And
it was college. I mean, no.
And you got to remember, how much debt were you racking up while doing it?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's not really real. That's what I'm trying to say. When you grow up, things change.
Yes, things change, but you still got that in the back, though. I will say this. In this economy, no. It's not possible. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible in this economy. That is my final. Like, today, right now, no. But had you asked me that question years ago, possibility. And I would have to pull up my tax return just to see how much I was making. Especially like the year after college.
You got to remember, you were getting your food paid for.
What, in college?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. That money ran out. I was like, the only money that I actually had, because I was not working, especially senior year, the money that I had was the very little money that I was making at Costco. I wasn't working on campus. And it was the money that mom were giving me like once a month. And that was like $100.
Oh crap! I almost forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. Damn it!
And mom and dad was taking care of the car insurance. They were, yeah. So is it doable?
So let me throw this in here. In order to have Medicare, in order to get SSI. You know what SSI is? There's SSDI. There's SSDI and then there's SSI. You can get both.
Okay.
But there's a problem. The only way to get it is if you only have $2,000 in your bank account combined. So those people that get SSI, you're saying to compare it to people that are like me, correct?
So you need $2,000 in your bank account?
You can only have $2,000 in your bank account. You can't have any more.
To get Social Security?
To get SSI and to get Medicare and to get...
Why 2,000?
That's...
2,000 a month?
You can only have $2,000 in your bank account at a time in order to receive SSI.
Okay.
There are people living on SSI, is it not?
Yeah.
The only reason why I didn't receive SSI is because I got a big payout.
Social, what are you getting? You're getting disability.
I got a big payout with disability. I got the $34,000. That is why I don't qualify for SSI. So you're saying, like, let's compare it to people that are, let's be more realistic. How do you think those people are living month to month?
I have no idea.
Exactly. So how can we compare?
Section 8. I don't know how they do it. Section 8. I don't know, because that is a question. That's a question that needs to be asked too when you think about it, when you look at it, and you gotta, and we like. But they are doing it. How? I don't. They're doing something.
But I am saving over $2,400 a year. That would disqualify me from SSI after a year. I would be out of it.
It'll be in your bank account.
It'll
It'll be
be
on
in-
another bank account if they
Nope.
don't know. How you know?
If they don't know,
If they don't know,
it'll
that's
be
different.
fraud.
Mm,
Dana, that's fraud. Come on now. Let's stop bullshitting.
I'm
Come
just saying, like, if I could
on. Of course,
open,
Dana, I can
I
say
could
that I
open
only
up my
have
own
$500.
yeah, I could open up a bank account under my name, and then it'll just be for you. How would
Of
they
course,
know?
Dana, everybody can do that. Of course.
So you're saying how they do that? They probably are doing something like that. We don't know.
Very true. But
We're being as realistic as possible. We don't know how how they're living. That is something that do a little bit more research on. Find somebody who is getting it where it is only where they only have $2,000 at a time in their bank account and ask them how they're doing it. But it's a possibility that they do have money. It's just
in somebody else's bank
Yeah.
account. Okay, that's a possibility. But I'm saying the qualifications for it. That's the qualifications for it.
and there is a lot of fraud happening. I mean, the qualifications suck.
Think about those qualifications. That's how the government sees a person. And that's a realistic look on life. You shouldn't have more. They're saying that you shouldn't have more than $2,000 in your bank account.
Okay,
To
Abel,
receive
but
extra
okay,
help.
so let me ask you something. If you had to rent, right,
Right.
would you be buying all this stuff? You really can't.
If I had to rent, of course I couldn't. If I had Section 8, I don't know how Section 8 works though. We have to figure that out. Is it 15% of your income? Is it 20%? Is it 30%?
That's something else too. I don't know.
But would I be buying this stuff? Most likely, yes. You know why? Because I won't do anything. I will force my friends to come to me. I'm doing the same thing. I would be doing the same thing as I'm doing now. Do you see me going to New York a lot? Probably once a month. You know how many times May ask me to come? Once a week? I don't go. I don't do it. Do I hang out with Ryan? No.
He's right. He's in Elizabeth.
He's in Elizabeth. But when we hang out, who pays for the food? Ryan does. So I'm in a poor situation. I'm not doing anything. My friends are paying for me to hang out with them. Isn't that pretty messed up because I don't have the money to do it?
That's not messed up, dude. I think you're looking at it the wrong way when you think about it like that.
Dana, come on now.
It's not messed up. That's what friends are for.
That's not what friends are for. They're not your financial.
You're looking at it
People.
the wrong. You're looking at it the wrong way, and I think you are looking at it the wrong way.
All right, so let's say this. What if my friend paid for my apartment?
Why would they pay?
Why would they do that, right?
Why would they pay for your apartment?
Why would they pay for your
Why would
meals?
What do you even? No.
Yeah.
You're looking at it the wrong way.
I'm not.
You are looking at it the wrong way.
To hang out, every time we hang out, they pay for food?
What's wrong with that? Maybe they want somebody to just hang out with them. They can't treat you.
So if we step it up, we're not talking about the same thing if they start paying for your apartment?
No, that would be different. And that could be a possibility too. I mean, friends look at each other, okay, you have a hard time and everything. Because I do the same thing. I do the same thing with Judith. Judith and I, we literally at times we take turns. Oh, you got the bill last 2 months.
Turns.
You got the bill last 2 months. I'll get the bill this month. There's no problem with that.
But I can't. Because you know why? I'm investing in my stuff that I think is important to me.
But no, okay, but you can still pay once in a while.
And when I pay for that once in a while, I have nothing for that full week.
You're investing. So then now let me ask you a question. What's the harm in paying once in a while and you just not investing in what are you investing for? What's the investment?
Just equipment.
Okay, so
And
what's the harm?
I'm done investing, so I have a little more leeway to play around. But then I have to dip into my savings to hang out with my friends.
you don't necessarily have to dip into your savings. I'm asking, what's the harm in you not doing investment and just picking up the bill once in a blue moon? I'm not saying pick up the bill every time or once or twice a month or something, but maybe once a month you just pick up the bill. What's wrong with that?
And I said I can do that, but then I have no money for the rest of the week. It's either invest.
How is that possible that you don't have money for the rest of the week? You and Ryan, let's say y'all, it'll be $100.
Okay.
Okay, $100 for you and Ryan to go out to eat. You pick that up. How are you not having money for the rest of the week? If you get paid, if you get how much every 2 weeks?
$200, $250.
$250. That's $100. You have $150. You could.
But I save $50.
Okay, so then you have $100.
And then that can go flying out the window very quickly. You gotta think. How much do you spend in a month? Let's just talk about that. How much do you spend in a month?
Once again, we're comparing apples to oranges.
Without your bills and everything, just how much do you spend on your leisurely stuff, your everyday stuff?
In a month or a week?
In a month.
I haven't really thought about that. I gotta sit down and think about it.
What about a week? Do you know?
A week? If we're just talking about food per se.
And other stuff, of course.
Well,
you go to TJ Maxx, you go to Marshall's.
That's not once a week, though. I could literally go a week.
You can go a week without doing it, of course. But then there's that week that you're going to go.
No, because that's not every 2 weeks. So I'm gonna say this, and just food alone, what, $1.99. I don't even get coffee every damn day. Food alone is I want to say $50.
That's $50 on food. So how did you run out of money?
When? During the summer?
This month. You were talking about this month or last month. You said that you ran out of money.
Yes, because whatever happened in August. Okay, so whatever happened in August, that's what trickled down to September. So we're talking about, what the hell was all my expenses? The car insurance, car note. Okay, and then I signed up for a life insurance, but it's a different type of life insurance.
Did you need that?
Do I need that? Yes.
A different type of life insurance? Don't you already have life insurance?
I don't think I do.
What do you mean you don't think you do?
Like something what Dad has, Primerica. I have my stuff through the school. This is funded by, this that I signed up for is funded by me. Does that make sense? Because Dad has something that's funded by him. And then he has whatever was funded through his job, through Pathmark. Mm-hmm. I have stuff that's funded through the school and from Costco. Costco's a 401k. The school is...
You said life insurance, though, not 401k.
Yeah, so I don't have anything that's funded from myself. You
don't have any life insurance, is what you're saying.
I don't think I do. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I do. I know I have something coming out from the school paycheck. That's not that's pension, and then there was something else that I signed up for. But besides that, whatever was being funded through the school paycheck, it's coming out only on the school paycheck. Like it only comes out from September to June. July and August it stops. What I signed up for that's funding out through me is all year, which was a mistake. I thought it was going to stop July and August and pick up in September. That's just me. So it was $300 a month that was coming out to fund that life insurance. So I was like, okay, now think about it. I didn't pick up that many hours at Costco. So I had the paycheck, my last paycheck from the school hit June 23rd or something like that. So at one point in my bank account, I had about 4,000. So I would say in the end of June, I had about 4,000. Then all the stuff came out. That last paycheck from June, we are talking about $452. Actually, let me start putting it in. $452 times, that's June, July, August, so 3 months times 3, that's $1,356.
What is that for?
That's for the student loan.
Why did it stop?
It didn't stop. It doesn't stop. It's just each month I gotta pay $452 student loan. So this is, I'm telling you how all the money just disappeared. So June, July, August, each month is $452. That's student loan under dad's name. Then the insurance that I signed up for, that the life insurance, that's $369. So that is $900 that came out. We're not gonna count June. July and August, that is $600 that came out.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Okay. Now, on top of that, my car insurance, okay?
Right.
Car insurance, that was $300 each. $300 a month each. It went up because of me. Okay? $300 a month. So that's another $600.
Wait, before we continue, why are we adding them up? Isn't it supposed to be just for 1 month?
No, well, because my big paycheck stopped in the end of June, I had $4,000 to play with. It had to last for July and August.
Okay.
That's the thing. My next paycheck from school came September 15th.
Okay.
So by the time September 15th hit, I didn't have much. They were dipping. It dipped to my savings, okay? So then I have the car note, which I am paying a little bit extra on top of. I made it an even $300, okay? So that's another $600 that comes out. That's already $3,156, and I just told you that I have $4,000 to pay.
Right.
To go off on. Then my credit cards, by the end of August, I was scrambling. This was the first time ever, and I was like, oh shit, it was because of the life insurance that I took out. I was scrambling. The bank, here you go, and I'm going to show you proof that I was scrambling. We going to go right here.
So your credit cards. So that's where you pay most of your stuff. That's where you pay your leisurely stuff, right?
No, I try not to use credit cards. I really don't even. Let me see. Where the hell is it? Bank of America. Let's see. I know it's here. Your available account balance is low from 9/16, right?
Mm-hmm.
We transferred money to cover one of you. That was on 9/9. Your available balance is low, 9/8. Where is it? Your available balance is low. That's on 9/1. It dropped below 100. So then by where did it transfer? We transferred money. $33 from personal savings. So they transferred it because I had no money.
Right.
I was scrambling.
It's Bank of America.
I was scrambling. So that 4,000, it was that I was scrambling. I was like, oh shit. I thought they would just let it go to negative, but then that's when they sent me the email saying, oh no, we just transferred it. So I was like, oh shit, I don't want you touching my savings.
Okay. So if you're in a situation, I'm talking about banks right now. why wouldn't you go to Capital One?
I have Capital One. I just have it for credit cards, in the car loan. Why not Capital One? I don't know.
Because Capital One doesn't have overdraft fees. It doesn't have a monthly fee.
Oh, Bank of America doesn't have that.
So why wouldn't you switch? You know what I mean?
I don't want to. What I am gonna do is go to Affinity. I do need to switch for that.
So it's just by want. You're just doing this by want.
What the
bank account thing.
I had the bank account for a while. I had Bank of America for a while. Why switch?
Because you don't have to pay a monthly fee.
Oh, I'm not paying a monthly fee.
And you don't have to pay overcharge fees.
I'm not paying that either.
But they just transferred money.
They transferred that, yes. So they can do that because I told them not to give me an overdraft fee.
Right.
So that's what it is. So whatever the reason why they transferred it, it was only because it's attached to my account, not credit card. So it's like a reoccurring bill.
But what I'm saying in the grand scheme of things is that Capital One makes sense. It doesn't charge anything. And if you overdraft, it doesn't let you. And even if you do, if you overdraft 2 cents, you don't get charged for that.
I don't know. I didn't know I didn't know Capital One had
those features.
Account.
They're a bank, Dana.
No, I associate Capital One with a credit card.
No, they're a bank.
I didn't know that.
I bank with them.
I thought it was a credit card. That's all I associated with.
I went from PNC to Bank of America to Wells Fargo to Capital One. You know why? Because those overdraft fees and all that stuff.
You're not the first person to say Bank of America got issues. I never had an issue with Bank of America, so I'm just gonna stay. But no, I was scrambling. That was the first time ever I have ever scrambled. I was like, oh shit. So yeah, no, it's I don't know. I don't think Belinda knows that your savings account is $1,200 already. You know, we definitely do need to, because the money at some point can expire.
Why would it expire? That's what she said too.
Why? One, we don't know what the world is coming to, especially with Donald Trump being president. They
won't be like disabled people aren't disabled anymore and they have to work.
No, but they will lower it even more. Donald Trump, yeah. You never know that if there's a possibility they could lower it.
So wouldn't that be time for you to step in?
How would I step in?
I'm just saying, in my position, if I'm sitting here...
How can I step in? You're saying... How?
Let me get to that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, if I was in your position and I saw somebody struggling, that's when I would start giving some help. Just like what mom and dad would do. That's what they did for you. That's what they did for me. That's what they did for everyone. So if you're like, you might run out of money at this point in time, wouldn't that be your job to step in?
Step in how? By giving you money?
By providing some financial aid. That's kind of how I see it. If I'm backed into a corner, you know what I mean?
I think I would help out if I'm like, okay, but I would need to sit down and be like, okay, where's the money going and stuff like that. That's how I see it.
But so you would take more money out of my money and then sit down with me and be like, all right, how much extra money do you need now? Wouldn't you just start a savings account for me? Because you have an extra $300 to play around with because you put it in life insurance, let's say.
Okay.
You have that extra $300. Can't you put $50 in a bank account for me? You know what I mean? If I'm backed into a corner, that's how I would see it.
That is a last option, yes. But that's also assuming if the other person is not financially struggling themselves.
Are you financially struggling?
Right now? I just showed you how 4,000 went away. And let's not forget that you lucky that the cable ain't cut off on y'all. Because there was one month it was backed up like $300. I was just like, I was paying sections, okay? When I tell you, I was paying sections.
You know what? Well, I also wanted to point this out. How was mom and dad able to do it?
How?
When together,
Let me tell you how.
their yearly pay equals your yearly pay.
Let me tell you how, and that is a good question. No, I'm gonna tell you how, seriously, because years ago it wasn't like this. The economy really does suck. The economy sucks.
You can't blame it on the economy because mom and dad has been doing this since 1995.
Yes, but so if you're gonna sit there and compare, okay, how mom did it. Mom has been working 2 jobs and dad has been working 1 since the beginning of time.
But they make as much as you do.
But listen. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. When it came to like the renting, not even renting, let's say apartments, mortgage and stuff like that, things were cheap.
They weren't cheap. They played it the right way.
No, it was cheaper. It really was cheaper. Food did not cost that much damn money. I know it didn't cost that much money because I work at Costco. Before COVID, the price of water was not $6.49. For Poland Spring, it was not. It was like $3.99. It went up. A lot of things went up. That's why they were able to do it years ago. Now, the cost of living has gone up significantly. And you know the cost of living has gone up significantly because what you call it? When you look at Black Friday deals, what Black Friday deals are there? Nothing. They still have the same one, 20% off. We could find 20% off. The cost of living has significantly increased over the years. That's how they were doing it because it was cheaper. It wasn't cheaper, but they were doing it because things years ago was cheap. And plus they weren't buying stuff that wasn't necessary. That's the way I see it.
But they had 3 kids, Dana.
They had 3 kids, but things were cheap. Things were cheap.
I don't know if that argument really stands.
Yes. Okay. So, because people were talking about it even on TikTok, and they were saying that it's an economist, doctor or something like that. He's saying that millennials have it way worse than the boomers.
Okay.
That's what he says. So people who were millennial born, who's in their 30s now, the economy is not stable enough. It's benefiting the boomers more than the millennials. Look it up. There's a study. I'm telling you right now.
But we adapt to it. We're adaptive creatures.
We adapt to it, but we're struggling.
We're struggling, but
why are they calling?
To hear the message now, press 1 to place this. Hello, Hegedus Williams Tiger families. Join us for our annual Hispanic Heritage Show.
No.
Hispanic Heritage, they call, and you actually picked up?
Because usually sometimes it's important messages.
Is that your voicemail?
What? That's the auto voice, which I don't know how the fuck they got my number like that. If I wanted to join them, I would have put my name and said that I'm going to do something with them. But no,
the cost of living, but all right, when mom and dad came into the country, they were getting paid $1.50 per hour.
Mom said dad, yeah, okay, fine. But mom also said dad was very good at saving money.
Yeah, he's good at saving money, but he spends it as well.
Ask mom. Mom really said that he was extremely good when she first met him. He was living in a basement, in like an old lady house basement in Newark. He was very good at saving money. Extremely good.
That living in a basement, extremely good at saving money. That's just...
Ask mom.
No, I know he was good at saving money. I know. Mom talks about it all the time. He owned like a 6-family house. He owned a house in Newark and then a house in Elizabeth. So when he was with her, he always had like a house.
With mom? Yeah.
Well, not even with her, before her too, as
I
well.
don't know if it's before.
Yeah, he had a 6-family house.
Oh, that one I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. I just know that mom said that he was very, very good at saving money. He would be walking everywhere, even with the car and stuff like that. Very good at saving money. That's how they did it. There was walking places.
But they eventually started spending money as well. How much does Dad have in savings right now?
I don't know.
Belinda does.
And what you call it? I think mom's savings has depleted. It definitely went away. Mom was making money during COVID. Because the COVID pay, that's why mom never took off. I think it was like, what, $4 or $5 extra? You worked during that time? So she was making money during COVID. So all the house renovations and stuff like that you see,
That's from
COVID pay.
So you're saying from 5 years ago, that's what she's using right now. So that means she doesn't have much in savings.
In savings, probably not.
So Dad is the one that's good at saving. Okay, we'll say that.
And mom's already complaining. You definitely hear mom complaining about the cost of the house in Elizabeth, how everything it costs money.
Yeah, it's costing money.
Mm-hmm. Like you hear mom saying that.
But they haven't been doing it correctly though.
And maybe that's what it is. Because you're saying, well, they were doing it years ago, it was fine. They were finding shortcuts.
Exactly, there were shortcuts, but were they doing it correctly? No.
Probably not.
So Dad had the 6-family apartment, but he lost it because he wasn't making repairs, and the tenants were complaining. They were taking him to court, and then he lost it. Yeah, exactly. Like, these are shortcuts, Dana.
So they were taking shortcuts. That's how they were also saving money. The time, like, the cost of living is expensive. There's like this whole big thing about that too. There is no dollar menu in any of the places.
Yeah, the dollar menu is gone.
It's gone.
But we've been complaining that we want better food, have we not?
The cost for better food though. Okay, so but the cost of better food is even more money.
Yeah, exactly. You go to Shake Shack, you get a burger and fries, you're paying $15. Versus if you go to McDonald's, you're paying $10. It's not that much of a difference.
But it's different though.
Okay.
It's just it's different.
It's different, yeah. I don't think it's that different.
There's a whole, like, Google it if you have a chance. There's a whole big thing about it.
Because I know down in, like, Texas, is everywhere it kind of balances out, though.
What balance out?
The cost of living and everything.
So, Patience, she lives in Tennessee. She used to live near Nashville. You know, the heart of what you call it, country.
Yeah.
She used to live there, and then she moved out of there. The little apartment that she had, they were asking, the apartment was like what? A 2-bedroom.
Bless you.
But thank you. 2-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, and they were asking like $2,000 or some change, like more than 2,000, because it was by Nashville, like 10 minutes away from Nashville. She moved out of there because she was saying it was very expensive, and she now lives in Chattanooga, which is 2 hours away from Nashville. And she's,
Oh wow.
yeah, and she's paying around the same price, a little bit less, probably $2,000 a month for a 3-bedroom, not apartment, but it's a house.
A 3-bedroom house.
3-bedroom
That's an
house.
upgrade.
3-bedroom house with backyard.
But how were they able to do it if they were spending so much money at that apartment?
So she was working patience, and I told her to come back to Jersey. Come back to the east side. She had her qualifications. She could get a lot of money for. She was working at the public school for the blind or something like that. She was not making that much money. So what she ended up doing, she quit that and she went to an agency. The agency gave her more money. She stopped going to school.
She stopped going to school.
Yeah, because she was getting another master. She was getting like another master's degree or something like that. I don't know if it was another master or did she even finish it. But she stopped going to school because she sat down. She looked at to see if it was worth it, and she's like, it ain't worth it. And then what else? Also, what she was doing was DoorDash, Uber Eats. She was doing Instacart. She was doing a lot of things. But then on top of that, her husband wasn't really bringing, I don't want to say bringing much to the table.
But that's what you said.
But and she really couldn't. So it was also that time where she really couldn't quit the teaching job. Like she couldn't quit teaching at the school just yet because of the insurance.
It's
she was
usually
also saying that they were taking a lot of money from the insurance because she was insuring her husband, and by that time, it was only her and her husband, and it was so much money. So yeah, she was struggling, and then on top of that, she was paying student loans.
Right.
She was struggling. That girl was struggling, and she got paid once a month from that teaching job. It's once a month. That's when they get their paycheck. That girl was struggling. So now she lives in Chattanooga. It's in
a freaking house.
Yeah. Chattanooga. And she works contract. Less kids. I think she has like a caseload of 12 kids. One of them she has to meet, and he's in Georgia. So
she has to travel to him?
I think once a week she has to travel.
Wait, in Georgia, bro?
Yeah.
How far is that from her? I don't know where Tennessee
Georgia,
is.
From Chattanooga to Georgia, it's like an hour and some change.
Oh, okay. So it's not. I thought it was like a plane.
No, she could do a plane if she wants to, but it's an hour and some change. But she says that it's way much better, way less caseload. She gets a little bit more money. The insurance, though, what happens is she's doing state insurance.
So it's more expensive.
The state one, probably. But I'm just saying, like, the cost of living, it's up there. Because if Patience was sitting here struggling, she moved out of Nashville. And now what they're saying, Nashville, because everybody's going to Nashville, it's just like with Texas. People are moving out to go there, but then when you have a lot more people going over there, they're looking for apartments, they're looking to buy houses and stuff like that. They are going to make things more expensive.
Okay.
So that's what it is. The cost of living has changed. Like, that's something you should Google if you have a chance to do so. But it's bad. If patty used to be $1,
oh my god!
Now they're fucking talking about $2 for a patty. The fuck
Bro.
you mean?
Oh my gosh! I don't know. I kind of don't see it that way. I see it as, well, we're getting increases in our pay, so it kind of matches up. It has to
match up. It should, but But okay, another way you could look at it, a studio apartment,
Right.
right? Years ago, studio used to be what, $900, $800 a month.
I don't even think it was ever that, Dana.
A studio apartment?
Because when I was looking for apartments back when I was 20, the apartment that I found was on Rutgers
That's
website.
different.
Yeah, exactly. I paid $600 to room with somebody else. So together it was $1,200 for
That's
a two-bedroom.
$1,200 for 2 bedroom.
But one of the bedrooms wasn't even a bedroom, Dana.
That is different though. Hold up, because you're living on campus.
But yeah. No, you're off campus.
But it's still around the campus though.
It was on the Rutgers website.
Yeah, that's a bit different. So hold on, let me see. Studio apartments cost in New Jersey.
What are you using? Is that
Oh,
Google?
Google.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say 10 years ago.
Do you have to restart your laptop like once every 3 months or something like that?
Probably.
Really? Okay. I thought it was just me.
Nah, it starts acting up.
Okay.
I would have to, I would have to.
Because the way Belinda talks about Apple, she talks like it never, ever fails. And I'm sitting here
doesn't.
like, bro,
It
this shit
doesn't.
failing on me.
No, it doesn't. That one still works. It doesn't. It doesn't fail. It's just you gotta restart it.
You gotta restart it.
Once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
10 years ago in 2024, the average cost of a studio apartment in New Jersey was approximately, 14. Based on
See? It didn't change that much.
okay, low cost areas in 2019, a thread suggests that cheaper areas in New Jersey, like Trenton, studio apartments at a little $600, $700
That's
per month.
Trenton, bro. You're gonna get shot.
That's messed up. Jersey City, for comparison. Ooh. Nah, that's not what I wanted. Jersey City in 2025, the average rent for apartments $3,000. Oh, well, that's
You said Jersey City 3,000?
that's up north.
I don't know where these people get the money, but it's apparently there.
You're looking at up north, so yeah, that would make sense. Because if they work in New York, they do get money in New York. It's just the cost of living is more expensive than New Jersey, so they'll live in New Jersey and go to New York to work.
What's it called? Oh crap, I forgot what I was gonna search for. Oh yeah. How much money does Section 8 ask you to pay in New Jersey? Okay, so Section 8 in New Jersey is 30% of your adjusted income. This amount can be higher, up to 40% of their income. The remaining cost of rent, which is based on local payment standard, is paid by Public Housing Authority directly to the landlord. That's what I wanted to know. So it's 30%. 30 to 40%.
All right, I need to go.
Okay.
What time is it? It's
5:07.
oh shit. Where's my phone? Where is it? I need to go. I need to do. This room still looks a mess. No, the floor looks a little bit clean.
You were actually cleaning today. What brought that on?
Because it's a hot mess. At a certain point, it gets a little bit annoying in my eyes.
Okay.